So on air we have with us the person who is running for Frisco Mayor, Jeff Cheney. Jeff, are you on air?
I'm here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Hello, Jeff. This is Casey.
Hi there.
So, just for the benefit of our listeners, a very brief introduction about Jeff. Jeff has been the council member for 9 years as a city council member. He was a 4-year mayor pro tem, deputy mayor, and he was the Frisco Small Business of the Year 2015. He was a member of Budget and Audit Committee, Frisco Technology Committee, and Mayor's Youth Council liaison, Frisco Education Board member. And he has the support of all the 6 council members, which I'm very glad. And FISD board trustees also have endorsed you. Police officers and firefighters associations also have endorsed you. So, Jeff, with such a brilliant resume, how do you feel?
You know, I'm feeling really good. I mean, just being able to travel through Frisco over the last 4 to 5 months and literally talk to thousands of people, the support has been overwhelming. It's been very uplifting, quite frankly, to see the residents of Frisco really connecting with the vision that I want to bring to this city, which is, you know, getting back to focusing on the quality of life here for our residents, focusing on quality development, and really building out this second half of the city in an extraordinary way. You know, the motto that I like to use is that, you know, I want to build a city of excellence here in Frisco. That's what our residents moved here for, what our residents are excited about going forward in the future, and just getting that support, you know, throughout the community has been, you know, a wonderful experience for our family.
Excellent. And for the benefit of our listeners who are mostly Telugu people in this radio, so how do you embrace, how do you plan to work together with the community?
You know, one of the things that's been really fascinating about this election cycle, more than any others, and this is my 4th election here in Frisco, and I've been following them for over a decade, but this year, more than any year, we've seen residents from so many diverse backgrounds and cultures that are really raising their hand and stepping forward and saying, I want to be involved in this community. I want to help shape this community. And to me, that's really exciting to see that. You know, the community involvement is important for leaders such as us to really deliver the city that everybody wants, because we want all of our residents to feel safe and to feel welcome in their community, and that's a passion that I have. And I've been going along the campaign trail, meeting with many different backgrounds, and being able to make everybody, regardless of background, culture, beliefs, economic status, that they all feel safe in Frisco, they all feel welcome in Frisco, and they all love living in Frisco.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of influx into Frisco, and the population has been growing very heavily. But at the same time, there are issues related to traffic and other things. So, from a density standpoint, what is your take? And then, you know, what's your vision? How do you plan to handle?
Yeah, the word density has become definitely the word of the year here in Frisco, and rightfully so. I mean, right now, Frisco is 60% developed. We have 40% to go. But that 40% is largely our commercial corridor, and our residents are kind of starting to feel that come out of the ground as we start working through the $5 billion mile. How that 10-mile corridor develops is ultimately going to dictate what Frisco becomes. And this is a very clear distinction in the mayoral race as far as which direction we want to go. For me, I don't have any interest in going to an ultra-dense population of 350,000, which is what our comprehensive plan defines as maximum capacity. I don't think our residents moved here to live in a city at maximum capacity. I want to get back to the standard of living that our residents are used to and what they moved here for, which would be targeting kind of more along the 275 type range, which is a similar kind of density pattern to what we're seeing today. For me, it's important that the residents of Frisco 10 years from now are moving to Frisco for the same reasons that they're moving here today. Quality schools, great standard of living, ample parks, world-class facilities, and just a high standard of living. That's what our residents want. They don't want to be stacked in on top of each other. They don't want an overdense of multifamily coming on the ground. And even our commercial development people don't want ultra dense. You know, they want the good things that it brings as far as great restaurants and great retail experiences, and great business parks to attract the Fortune 100 type companies and the entrepreneurs. But we don't need so much of it that it really starts impacting the quality of life. And that's what we're starting to see, quite frankly, where, the traffic, which is becoming unbearable in our parks, are starting to get overloaded. And, our amenities like the field house and the library and the senior center. So all that population and that density impacts every aspect of our lives. And so, for me, my primary focus is always we focus on the quality of life of our residents first.
Perfect. And then, Jeff, you mentioned about the commercial corridor, and then maybe we can also talk about the technology corridor. But we see lots of news saying that a lot of opportunities, employment opportunities, a lot of shops are moving to Plano. So we would like that to shift to Frisco. And then, I think being a mayor, I think you have a lot of responsibility. We all look for you. So what is your view in getting the jobs from the south of 121 to the north of 121?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, for me, I'm heavily involved in the business community, having a business here and well connected through, throughout those channels. I've served on a public board before, so experience talking to CEO level type personnel. But really, to attract those type of companies, the reason Plano has been doing so well at it is because they've delivered the right type of development. And the type of development that you have to deliver is different types of office parks, which is office parks with integrated open space, with amenities, with walkability. You're not seeing the tower concept, stacking office tower after office tower, be successful anymore. Companies don't want that. The workforce generation is completely changing as millennials in 10 years will be 70% of our workforce. But even the workforce of today, they don't want to go to team meetings in a conference room. They want to be able to walk downstairs and go to a coffee shop, or they want to be able to walk to lunch and live in an urban living unit, perhaps in that same development. And so that's what the employers are looking for and why they continue to pick Legacy West. So for us to get them north of 121, we need to start providing that level of development. And so it's, holding these developers feet to the fire, so to speak, as far as you have to deliver open space and connectivity, and these developers need to be working together where their developments integrate. And so that's a passion that I have as far as starting on the environment that it's going to be, and then that's how you're going to attract them. Frisco is a great place for companies to look to move to. We're in a perfect location with easy access to the airport. Central time zone, easy to get to East and West Coast. We have everything going for us. We've got open land, lots of opportunity to build things for large employers like a Toyota. But we have to be focused on the right things. And these companies aren't just looking for money incentives anymore. They're looking for cities willing to provide them more. And so that's the level that I understand and want to bring. And quite frankly, that's how we're going to be able to attract these types of companies.
Perfect. And then being a young person, I think you're around 41 or something like that. So I think that youth, the new look, the new school that you portray, I think will help definitely drive a lot of businesses into Frisco. And then that youth, when I mentioned that, I have one more question. We have a lot of people moving into Frisco. A lot of people just Google and then find that Frisco is the right place, and then they're moving with their families. So we have a lot of youth here in Frisco and a lot of young families, especially our community. So how can they be involved, and then how available are you? I'm assuming that that you'll be the mayor. So with that full confidence I'm talking. So how will they be able to be part of the growth of Frisco moving forward under your leadership?
Thank you for that question. Let me first say we definitely can't assume, because we've got an election going on, and while I have lots of support throughout the community, ultimately it comes down to people getting out and vote. So if people like my message and my vision, then they need to get out to vote and get their friends out to vote. But one of the things that I'm proud of is that, my family's been able to grow as this community grows. We have 3 children that are still in Frisco ISD. That are 10, 12, and 14 years old. So, as mayor, people are used to seeing me at the ball fields, at the restaurants. We're at every single community event here in Frisco that our company, sponsors. And so I've always been the type of person that literally is just, an average dad and business owner here in the city that, people I hope can relate to and feel comfortable walking up and talking to. I've sent out flyers to literally every resident in Frisco. So every household has my cell phone on it. So people can reach me and at any point, and I don't mind giving my cell phone out. So being very accessible is important to me as mayor. And that's what I want to bring to Frisco as well, is kind of getting out of City Hall, because City Hall can be intimidating for a lot of people. And I want to start meeting people on their own turf and their own neighborhoods, going to their HOA meetings, going to their organizational meetings, and really getting out and going to the people so we can hear from them. I mean, ultimately, that is our job. Our job is to represent the citizens of Frisco. I had the opportunity to speak to a second grade class this week, and I asked them, you know who the mayor reports to? And when I told them I reported to them, the citizens, it was pretty funny. They asked me to get them coffee and other kinds of things. But, that's the truth of the matter, is that's who we represent. And so our big number one job is to be out in the public, be listening to people, hearing their concerns, and that's how we deliver the vision that they're looking for, for the city of Frisco going forward.
Yeah, and then before I ask the last question, one more segue when you mentioned coffee. So maybe, you can create some opportunities where our youth can come out and then, offer some coffee to the firemen on some first Friday of every month, or, offer some coffee to the police officers. I mean, some sort of a bridge that can be established with the administration and the community will go a long way.
Absolutely. I love all those kinds of ideas and connecting with people and bringing people together, having, different events throughout the community and really the youth. I mean, I have a passion for the Mayor's Youth Council and how we can serve them, and getting involvement from all ages, from all backgrounds, and from, everyone in this community.
Perfect. So here's the last question, and this is your pitch to the community. So, and then the question is like this. How are you different from your opponent? And then what would you say to our listeners, especially my friends who have the eligibility to vote? So how would you encourage them to come out and vote?
Yeah, the things that I would say that I would think the public should be focusing on as they elect their next mayor is the tone that person's going to set for the city. So that's the first thing. I believe the mayor does set the tone. And I want to bring a positive message to the city of Frisco, and an enthusiastic, energetic message. That's what this city represents. We have a can-do attitude, and that's my background, and that's the tone I want to set for the city. The second is the ability to work in teams. I'm proud that every single council member and every single trustee that have endorsed in this campaign have endorsed my campaign. And that's because I've built a spirit of collaboration, trust, teamwork, and I know, as building a team in my business and many other teams, from coaching teams to work teams to everything else, that a collective effort is always better than an individual. And so I want to challenge them where we can work together to get higher level of outcomes. And so, the mayor should be a leader of many, and I think that's a trait that people should be looking at. And then lastly, it's really the vision that people see for Frisco going forward. So my vision is truly creating a city of excellence, maintaining our population number to a level that maintains that balance, bring the business in, bring the great developments in, focus on open space, connected parks, trails, quality of life, supporting our school district wherever we can, bringing in a balance for arts to balance out our sports, and really rounding out the city in an extraordinary way. And so that's why I'm running for mayor. That's why I ask for your vote and the support of your listeners' votes. And I hope that people have liked the vision that I've put out there. And if so, then they need to vote. Early voting continues tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. So I ask for everyone to early vote. And then Election Day is next Saturday. And Saturday, May 6th, at about 7:15 p.m., we're going to know the direction that the city of Frisco is going to take. And I look forward to the opportunity of leading that charge and being the next mayor of Frisco.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jeff, for taking time. I think you are in a very enviable position, considering you are very young, around 41 years, and you already finished your 9 years of term as a council member. So a lot of experience there. And then you have 6 out of the 6 council members supporting you, 3 of the FISD members, and the firefighters, and the Police Officers Association. I think all of this will be waste if people do not vote. I mean, that's how I see it. So I think it's upon us also as the residents to take this opportunity, and as you said, to set the new vision for the city and elect the right person and choose Cheney. So I think the website is choosecheney.com. Jeff,
Right.
once again, thank you so much for being here, and wish you good luck.
Wish you good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.